welcome to our prairie farmhouse. Today I want to share with you a little bit about how we came up with the design for our early American style farmhouse. Ago now already, we bought our land here in West Texas and we wanted to get moved out onto it as soon as we could. So instead of waiting or going into a lot of debt to try to get exactly what we wanted at that time, our option was to build small. So we built a very small house in the design style that we were going for, which was the early American style. And we lived in our little house for, I guess about 2 years. And then we were able to start adding on a main house. There was quite the process of trying to figure out exactly how to do that. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. I did a lot of searching on the internet, looking for information on early American homes, and one of the styles that I found was a segmented home where they started small and then added on with a main house. So I thought that is exactly how we can make our house work. I found inspiration for this style of home also from a couple of books. One of them was Christina's World. You've probably heard of it, or at least the paintings. And another one that was very informative, for me anyway, was Architecture and Landscape of the Pennsylvania Germans, 1720 to 1920. I searched the internet and just on Pinterest or everywhere I researched, I found so much that referred to big house, little house, back house, and barn. Then I came across one photo that I just thought, that's exactly how I want our little house and our big house to go together. And that picture was labeled the Hendrick Farm in Craddocksville, Virginia. It was believed to have been built in 1639 or 1630. For some reason, there were different records stating those two dates, and I guess no one could definitively say exactly when it was built. As you can see from the pictures, though, our house does have some definite differences, and one of the main things is the porches. I just couldn't imagine having a farmhouse without a porch. So we went ahead and added porches. And since our house is an evolved over time house anyway, you know, porches were added at some point. So we kept the porches simple with straight square posts and nothing else to embellish the porches, in hopes to emulate what an early American farmhouse would have been like. One where a farmer might come knock the dust off before stepping inside the house after spending a day out in the field, or where his wife might sit to catch a cool breeze and snap green beans, or they might even sit together on the porch in the evenings and watch the sun go down. You can tell I've thought way too much about all this. What can I say? I like to romanticize that time in our history, even though the simpler times were also the hard times. So I'm not sure if I could have made it on the prairies back then, but I guess if you knew no different, you just did what you had to do. Another feature that I love about early American style homes are the lean-to additions. One example of this feature is seen here in this photo of the Richard Jackson house. It was the oldest in New Hampshire. It was built in 1664. And how we ended up coming up with the actual plan, because again, once we knew we were building, I went back to all the house plans and started studying again. I don't know what it is, maybe it's just me, but every house plan there was always something that I wanted to change. So finally I thought maybe we could just draw one up ourselves and build from that. And that can be a little bit challenging. So what I ended up doing though, I have a friend that I met through Instagram, and I really liked the layout of her house. Every time she would share a photo and I could kind of, you know, tell how the main part of her house was, I kept thinking, you know, that would look really well if we had our main house like that, and I could just picture how it would flow into our smaller original house. And so one day I just contacted her, and she was nice enough to send me pictures of her layout and her plan. And so I took her plan and studied it and made some minor changes to make it work for us. The main part of our house is the exact layout of my friend's house, the placement of the stairs, what I like to call now a keeping room, where our living room and our kitchen all tie together. And all that part is just like her house. Our bedroom and bathroom, the layout of it is basically the same as hers. So, and also the upstairs loft room and bathroom. So that part is all basically thanks to my Instagram friend. I would mention her and say who it is, but I would hate for a lot of people to start contacting her wanting her house plan. She might not appreciate that very much. So I'll just share ours with you. Anyway, that is the layout that she had. And then the only thing we really changed was we added the dining room, lean-to room, and we also reconfigured a little hall bathroom right here, and then our laundry mudroom area, and how it ties into our original little house. And so I owe a big thank you to my friend for sharing her house plan with us. So, but anyway, that is how we came up with the layout. And as you can see, I have done my best to collect some antiques and just make our house look as much as an early American home as I could. And I'm kind of more on the minimal side, which sounds absolutely wrong for me to say that, because I am by no means minimalist in any other way. But I just prefer for our home decor to look as much like what a home then would look like, rather than having a lot of collections around. Even though I do tend to collect. But that is my goal, is to kind of keep it minimal and make it look like a more utilitarian home that was just lived in and used for all the basic things. And so that was my goal. And so now I will take you on a little walk through our house, and I'll show you how it has all come together. enjoyed being here. If so, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you again here next week.